Hey, everybody. Sound check.
Sounds good.
All right, good. So how's everybody doing on this April showers bring May flowers kind of day?
It's rainy, but my mom's taking care of my brother's dog right now, and she's adorable.
Yeah, what kind of dog?
She's an English bulldog, and she's got giant hamburger hands.
Hamburger hands. Yeah, so puppy then?
She's about like a year old now.
Oh,
She's still like a big chunkin' little puppy though, so it's like
mhm.
English bulldog, so it's not too big at all.
Yep, yep. Okey doke. How's everybody else doing? So you
I'm doing
realize,
right.
yeah, you realize what today is, right? Because today is the last day of new instruction in this class. Tuesday is review and Thursday is final exam. So congratulations, you've learned a great deal. Let's see, let me turn off this transcript on my computer. Okay. So you've learned a great deal. And I think that you have fulfilled the mission of the course, which is to be able to do something useful. What we're going to learn today is I promised you how to write GIF files. And B, we're going to learn how to make a polished command line program, so a terminal program. And that would be, we're going to learn how to specify command line options in a very flexible and easy for the user to understand way. Now, you will have received 2 emails from me this morning. And that was the code produced in the other class. So in the morning class. So you could choose to look at that. In fact, it might be a good idea as we learn how to use getopt. Does anybody have any questions for review? Okay, announcements would include that tomorrow night is your deadline for doing readings and also for submitting older projects. Okay, because those things will all be put to bed over the weekend. So tomorrow night is the last time you can count on doing some reading and getting credit for it, or handing in an old project. Okay? Yeah. My wife is telling me, reading some thread on Facebook of a friend of hers, where the parents of are complaining that a kid somewhere at some college wasn't allowed to turn in their project late, and or as a paper, and how horrible is that? And we're all guessing that there's more to the story because professors I know are trying to be really helpful and conducive, making it conducive to handing in late work. Are you finding that with other Carthage faculty? Are people being, sort of more cool about things than usual?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of teachers that are like, oh yeah, as long as you just get it in at some point, it's fine. Because I mean,
Yeah.
it's just such a tough time right now. It's hard
It
to
is.
keep track of everything and get everything in. So yeah, they're very understanding, which I'm really happy for. I'm
It's
really
a-
glad that. Yeah.
Tough time for students and a tough time for professors.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So just think, in the fall, it all goes back to normal, right? In theory. So what that means is professors get meaner and students get stressed in different ways. So my job to be mean, your job to be stressed.
So I noticed we didn't do 10 and 12, but it's on the syllabus. So we don't have to do chapter 10 and 12.
No, you won't get graded on it, but go ahead and read it.
Okay.
Can't hurt. So you won't get graded on it. Okay. And thank you, Alvin. So that makes all one of you who has read the syllabus. Yeah, a syllabus is something that professors write expecting no one to ever read. Yeah. So how's everybody doing? Let's see. I don't see Michael. Oh, okay. Well, he's here every other class. Okay, so anything for review? Any questions?
I have a question about CV2
Mm-hmm.
because I was trying to do some stuff with like the Blink program that we were using, and for some reason it's not recognizing CV2 and like the things that you're supposed to be able to do with it, like the I'm read and I'm show.
Now, have you tested it? Because Visual Studio Code shows red squiggles no matter what.
I tried it before. I haven't tried it like today, but when I tried it before, it wasn't working. But I can try it again.
Okay, tell you what, would you be willing to share your screen?
Yeah, I can try that. I'll see if it works now. Oh God, it's so hot here.
Okay. So we see your screen. And you're on Windows, I guess. Yep. Ooh. Okay, so Henry, is the problem that it simply returned to you?
Yeah, no, I think it's back. It wasn't working like was it yesterday when I tried doing it, but it's working now. I don't know if something happened, like if I was doing anything different, but it's working now. It still looks the same, but it's working now, like you said.
Oh, okay. Well, glad I could help you.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, anybody else have some code they are finding problematic? Okay, so let's start learning some new stuff. Let me bring up a terminal. I'll just share everything. And terminal. And okay, so a while back we had a program, which I don't have with me right here, but it was something like, well, I would run Python for a Mac. It's Python 3. And it was some program. Again, I'm not really running a program, but then we had some command line arguments, and we thought that it was like really the cat's pajamas. So for example, studata.csv and then a major of all, right? That was one of your projects. Now, I introduced this idea of command line arguments, saying that it's a tremendous win for you, and it is. It's a tremendous win. It means you don't have to hard code things like studata.csv is a hard coded file name, or if you're looking for the major of all, this way you could just run it again and say a major of computer science or a different data file. So using the command line allows you to customize the behavior of your programs in a really flexible way. But there's a way of making it even more polished. So the difficulty I have with this is when you're writing code like if argv sub 1 or 2 is present, then it means this. So the problem I have with that is it's sort of like kind of like magic, right? There's nothing here that says what a particular option is supposed to do or what it means. And also there's assumptions about the order of the options, the arguments here. So I think it would be kind of cool if we could specify in any order And also if we could attach some symbols, some symbology to make this an easier to understand experience for your user. This is the polish part. So for example, might be dash dash major is computer science. And your data is studata.csv. So it's these things here that we're going to learn how to use today. And my claim is that adding this symbology to your command line options makes it a lot easier for users to use and more professional looking. People will be even more impressed with you. Okay? So that's what we're going to study right now. All right, let me fire up Visual Studio Code. And that's not this class. So let me write, okay. So the first thing that you'll need to do, well, here's our agenda for right now. I'm going to write a trivial program just to teach how to use get-opt, and then we'll adapt a program that we worked on last week. Today's Thursday, so program we worked on Tuesday, and adapt that to use these command line options. And then today we'll finish with adapting the flipbook code or the blink comparator code to being able to write GIF animations. Okay, so the first thing you'll need is to import get-opt. And this is going to be test number 91. Feels that way. Okay. Oh, heck, and it went in a weird directory. Doesn't, yeah, in fact, that's a problem for me. So
Teach, you muted.
how did I get muted?
Did
Who
you press
muted me?
Alt?
Huh?
Did you press Alt at all? Because they got one of those hotkeys set on Zoom for it.
I don't know what happened. How long ago did I become muted?
Approximately 15 seconds.
Okay, well, get-opt is a package that's built into Python. You don't need to install it. And it is modeled upon the original get-opt that was written for Unix decades ago. Python now offers, including get-opt, 3 different ways of parsing command line options. Get-opt is the oldest, and it's the least Pythonic. However, for our stage of learning, it is also the most clear and the easiest. So even though it isn't the most modern, fancy, frilly version of being able to use and manage command line options, for us in this class, I think it's the best one. And that's the one that I'm going to teach. So first thing that I would write is a function that we can call to print out the correct usage of the program. And the reason why I'm going to do this first is I'll use this to document what options I want to create. So let's say we're still working with the studata and the major example. So I might want to print out, use an option of -H. And a long version of the option would be --help. And that would, what does it do? It prints this text. Another option we might have is, let's say -D. And that would be followed by the data file, the name of the data file. And the long option would be dash dash data. And that specifies the student data to use. And let's also add that it's going to be required. It's not an option. And finally, how about dash M, and you would specify the major. And the long version of that is dash dash major. And specifies the major. And let's also add that it defaults to all. Okay, so if the user specifies something in error from the command line, this is the text we want to print. It's kind of like help text. Now, I wrote it first so that I could use it as a reminder of what options I want to implement. Okay, so now let's encapsulate all of the handling of figuring out what the command line options are in its own function. So I like to call it handle options. So we'll set up our data, not the data. I will set up our variables to store the options first. So, for example, the data file is an empty string. And that sets up how we can enforce the requirement of the -d option. Is when we get to the end of this function, if data underscore file is still an empty string, it means you didn't give a -d. Okay, and here's how you would handle a value with a default. Just specify the default. Just initialize it with the default. And if the user does not specify -m, major, the variable major already has the default value in it. All right, now let's try to use getup, and we will use try because getup can throw various exceptions. So we'll, there's more to add here, but I'll add that in a minute. First, take a look at calling and using getup. Getup.getup. Sorry about that, but that's the way it is. And the first argument is your actual command line arguments as given by import sys. And so sys.argv and begin at, skip over argv sub 0. And now we specify the short options. And you do that by specifying a single letter with or without a colon. Now notice -h is sort of binary. Either it's there or it's not there. But -d is different. If it's there, it must be followed by a string. So you notice these are two fundamentally different command line options in that this one is either present or not present. This one, if present, must be followed by some other information. So the way that you specify that is, well, H is one of the short options. And D, which requires something else, gets D colon. And M is just like D, so M colon. So that specifies all of our short options. Now, for the long options, you do that in a Python list, and that would be help and data. Well, let me see, data and major. But the same way that we said that D and M require something extra, we also need to signify something extra in the long options. Now, personally, I would have used colons again, but no, whoever designed this made it equal signs. So the equal sign in the long options serves the same purpose as the colon in the short options. Okay? Anybody have any questions so far? Okay, so get up returns two things. It returns your an option list, and it returns the remainder of your command line. So whatever is on the end of your command line, that's not an option. And we'll look into this more, trust me. Except get opt error as EX. And to handle the error, we'll just print it out and then exit the program with an error code of 1. Okay, before we get too far along, let's do a test. So I'll code it this way. Here's main. And for now, handle options doesn't return anything. So let's make it return something. Now, we're going to modify this in a minute. So return the data file and return the major and return any other command line arguments that we didn't use, that were on the command line but not an option, a command line option. Okay, so data file and major and args is handle options. And then we'll print out. This is just test code. Print out data file and data file. Print major, and print args. And finally, let's invoke the program. If this part you know very well by now, if the name is main, and run the program. Okay, does anybody have any questions about what I have written so far?
I'm trying to remember what sys.argv does again.
Sys.argv is if you said Python, in my case 3, and then a Python program, and then 1, 2, 3, sys.argv is going to be a Python list of strings where the list sub 0 is always defined, and that will be the name of your program. And then if you've specified anything else on the command line, that'll be argv sub 1, argv sub 2, argv sub 3.
All right, thank you.
All right, so let's try this. Test 9. Try it with nothing. Okay, so I haven't enforced the requirement yet for data file. I just wanted to see if I was, making progress. So here is data file. It's got nothing in it. Major has its default to all. And I didn't specify anything else. Let's try that part. So 1, 2, 3. Notice there's no dashes. So because there are no dashes like dash M or dash D or dash dash data, 1, 2, 3 shows up as the residual, as the remainder. Okay, so we wrote a little, we tested a little. That's the way to do it. Well, let's try dash H. Dash H, actually, we're not ready to try dash H, but let's try Python 3, my test program, and let's give it an option we haven't defined. Let's see what happens then. Okay, so dash O, not recognized. Good. Why? Because it's not here. Let's try dash dash, not recognized. There you go. So that part is working. So who's generating that? That would be right here. So it's an error, and we're showing, printing out what the error is. Okay, any questions? All right, so getup.getopt has parsed the command line options. Now let's start processing them. And that would be for option and argument in OList. If the option is in a tuple of dash H, or if it's dash dash help, then call the usage function, and we'll exit without an error. Elif option in dash D or dash dash data. Then the data file equals arg. So arg coming from here. Elif option in dash M or dash dash major. Major equals arg. Okay, I wrote a little, let's test a little. I have not yet enforced data files being required, but I wrote a little, let's test a little. So how about dash D test file and dash M math. Okay, so data file has been set to what followed the dash D. And major has been set to what followed the dash M. Okay. Let's try it with long options. Major, but it would be dash 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 data, and it produces the same result. Forgive me for 1 second. You don't need to see me deal with allergies. 1 sec. Sorry about that, but I'm back. Anybody have any questions?
Mine isn't running and I'm getting a bit lost.
All right. I'll stop sharing my screen. You show me yours.
All right, let me. All right, am I visible?
It's coming. It's imminent. There it is. Okay, try it out. Okay, that's correct. No, that's not quite correct. Let's see. Your program is named program.py. You've saved it.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, scroll down. There's a little piece of code missing. The if dunder name equals dunder main.
Oh.
There you go. 2 equal signs.
Oh, wait, I had to put that top in now.
Okay, that's not quite right. if you could stop sharing your screen. And I'll show you mine.
Oh, okay, that's what I forgot. Thank you.
Anybody else having any difficulties? Okay, so one thing we have not done yet is enforced the requirement that dash D or dash dash data be specified. See, it says required. And how can we enforce that? Well, before we checked for options, we set data underscore file to be an empty string. After checking for the options, if it's still an empty string, it means we didn't get that option. So if data file equals the empty string, or you could write it like this: len of data file equals 0. Let's print out dash D or dash dash data must be specified with a file name. And we'll exit with an error. Okay, so let's try exercising that. I'll just get rid of this. Bada boom. Okay. So let's review in the form of comments So getopt dot getopt takes 3 arguments. Well, 2 is a minimum. 3 works too. And that would be the first argument was your actual command line, i.e. sys.argv1 and beyond. 2, your short options as a string, string of single letters, some of them, if an option requires additional information, then follow its single letter with a colon. Your long options, this is a Python list of strings without dash dash. And if a long option requires additional information, some additional information, end the string with equal sign. Okay? Get opt returns 2 variables. The first one being a list of recognized options with any additional information per each. And 2, the remainder of the end of the line, command line, if any. Okay? How are we doing? A nice thing about writing the code this way is after you have worked on handle options and you've tested it, well, Visual Studio Code, you see these little downward facing chevrons. I can just, after I'm done with this, I'll just kind of mute it. And now I know that it's there. I know that it's been tested. I know that it's been debugged. And I don't have to look at it anymore. Dial down the chevron and the code's back. So that's just called code folding. All right. So final opportunity here about this code. Questions? As a thought experiment, hypothetically, How and what command line options might you add to your current project? The one that makes the flip book. How might you leverage GetOpt? Well, how about this? You might have a command line option that specifies the name of a file which contains the names of all the pictures. Right? How else might you use it? We might add, this is not part of the project, but it's possible. We might add a command line option that if present, in other words, it's a binary. If present, it outputs more information than usual. In other words, the program runs with more verbosity. It's more verbose. That's a pretty common option to add. And by that I mean, if you specify the verbose option on the command line, the program will print diagnostics, debugging information, for example, that otherwise it wouldn't print and it would be silent. Okay. Okay. So how about we take my test 2. So if you remember, we were working on this program where we had lots of different ways of finding the files for the flipbook for the comparator. Why don't we try adapting what we just learned into this program? Okay, so we'll use the version get file names from a file. And instead of getting it right from the command line as a positional argument, see, there's argv sub 1. Let's use, let's say, -L, and then the name of that file. And the file that I'm going to give it is horses.txt. Let's go test 2. And I'm going to make a copy of that so that I can adapt it. So why don't you make a copy of your version of the comparator? So you could do that using Finder or Windows Explorer. Just copy paste, make a copy, and rename. Or you could do it from the terminal. On Windows, it would be copy, old file to new file. Okay, or on the Mac, it would be CP, old file to new file. And that would make a copy from the command line. And I'll go ahead and do that. So CP my test 2 to test 10. Okay, so now test 10 shows up here and I can start editing it and it's got the previous contents. And I'm just going to quickly delete this one because you know what? I'll leave it and I'll use the code folding. You can fold multi-line comments and you could fold the functions. So I'm not going to use find numbered JPEG files, so I'll just fold it, keep it out of the way. And I'm not going to use this one, so I'll fold it, get it out of the way. What's the problem with that? Undefined variable load images from list file. All right, well, okay, I'm going to use that. And I'm going to have to change that as well. Okay. So let's go to the code that we just wrote. We need the get opt. So let's add that at the top. And we need the usage. Well, let's modify the usage. So -H will print this text, and then -L for a list file. Pretty that up. And specifies the name of the file containing, this is kind of redundant, file names. And we don't have anything else, so I'll just delete that. Oh, but here's an opportunity. Let's try a verbose flag and see what happens. Let's try implementing one. So that's either -V or -- verbose. Print extra information about program execution. Okay. Everybody with me? Go here. Now let's copy in the copy over handle options, modifying it however we might need to. There. And here. So in this case, we want the H and we want an L with an argument. So the colon is correct. And we also want a V, but no additional information. So it's just the V, no colon. And that would be help and list file with an equal sign and verbose. So you see how this matches with that? And this with the equal sign matches with -- list file plus a string. All right. And well, instead of data file, we'll call that list file. And instead of major, we'll have verbose, and that's false. So it defaults to false. And we have the comments in another file, so I'll just get rid of that. Make it easier to read. And let me finish up. So this would be -V or verbose, and that would be verbose equals true. So it doesn't use arg. Either it's there or it's not there. So if it's there, we set verbose to true. And list file equals arg. That's the same. Let's just finish modifying that. -L or -- list file. Okay. I think there's a little bit more I need to do, indicated by these orange squiggles. So I need to return that and that. And list file is required, just like data file was. I think I'm finished Modifying. Nope, I didn't. I'm not finished. Dash L or list file must be specified with a file name. Now I'm finished. I'm pretty sure of it. Hey. So let's take the next step. That would be here. So get file names from a file. So instead of using argv and just making sure that there is a value there, we can delete that. And handle options has made sure we have a value. So replace sysargfile with list file and pass that in as a parameter. All right, and now load images from a list file, and we send it the input from get file names from a file. And we give that, let's see, did I spell that correctly? Yes, I did. Let's go and use our options code now. So list file and verbose and args is equal to handle options. List file. Let's take a look at what you would use verbose for. Let's give you an example. I'm going to send the, in addition to the name of the file to read, I'll send get file names from a file, the verbose variable. It's a Boolean, remember. We might say something like, if verbose, print out some extra information. F added to list. So you see how the verbose flag is used for just adding additional information to the user, maybe for testing purposes? Okay, I've written a lot. I should start testing. Python 3, test 10 with nothing. And there it says -L or -- list file must be specified. Okay, so here it is, -L with horses.txt. And I'll add in the -V. Okay, I read one file. That's because my old code has a bug in it. That, okay, good. All right, so my old code had a bug in it, and the bug is right here. Notice there's no loop. Okay, so I needed a loop here for F in the file, and then indent. There. Nope, and I delete that line. Good. Nope, I don't delete that line. I need to strip the new line off of each line. There. Now it'll read all of them. Test. Hey, there you go. That's the result of the dash V. It's telling me more information about what it's doing. And let me quit that. Okay. How we doing? We only have, okay. How are we doing, everybody? Okay. Anybody need review of these two functions? Okay, how about anyone need review of this function, which we modified? Okay, so I think you're all with me then. So what have we learned? We've learned how to make formal, structured, helpful command line options using getopt. So I think maybe we can turn our attention to, we'll modify this program to generate GIF files. Because I just read in 11 horses, 12 horses, and I'll create an animation file out of it. How's that?
I just realized I did an oopsie.
An oopsie.
You know how when you put something into the terminal, you can press up on the keypad and do the thing that you did last, like when you're testing something? Yeah, I forgot I had it set to copy test 2 to test 10.
Oh, so you overwrote your all your work that you just did on test 10.
Yes, I just did.
Yeah, that's an oopsie.
Yep.
No second chances.
Yeah, undo does not work for that.
Yep. Now you're on a Mac or on Windows?
On Windows.
Okay. So Santana, how can I help you then? I should scroll this screen so you can get everything down again. Do you remember what to do?
I'm not entirely sure. Maybe just do a copy paste into the chat and I'll try and throw that into the Python
Oh,
and just fix up the grammar myself.
That's pretty daring. Okay, so I'll send it I'll send it to everybody. They can ignore it if they want. Hello, show me the chat. Doesn't want to show me the chat. I'm asking to see the chat. Let's try stop share. All right. Boy. Copy and Paste. Won't let me paste it. Yeah, it's rejecting because maybe because it's too big. But I can send you a file through here. Let me try that. No, can't do that through here. So what I'll do instead is I still have options up my sleeve. So copy the path. Go to Schoology. Select the right course and send you an email. And it's only section 2. Test 10. Message file. Okay. All right. So I think I need to show screen again. Okay, so Santana, let me know when you get that email and you're back in business.
All right, I got it. It went in perfectly. Thank you.
Good. Good, good, good. All right. Now, in order to make use of a library that outputs GIF files, in fact, it does a lot, you're going to do this. So on Macintosh, it'll be pip3 install. Let me make this window a little higher so it gets off the bottom of your window in case Zoom is hiding it. So pip3 install image.io. On Windows, it'll just be pip install image.io. Now I've already have it, so it's telling me that I already have it. For you, it'll be a little bit different. You probably already have Pillow and NumPy. So let me know if you're having trouble. So image.io knows how to read and decode loads and loads and loads of image formats, including videos. And it also knows how to write loads and loads of image formats, including videos. And you almost already know how to use it because image.io, using image.io looks a lot like OpenCV. So with OpenCV, you read a picture using imread, and guess what? With image.io, it's the same thing. It's image.io.imread instead of cv2.imread. And as a matter of fact, image.io can also use cv2's imread. So fortunately for this program, we don't have to change the imread. We'll just leave it with cv2. So what we will do that's new is one, of course, we have to import image.io. And let's add an option, -G, or a long option of GIF. Oops. All right. So it has to be followed by extra information, namely the file. So if given specifies GIF output, Okay. All right. Now let's add the code necessary to handle the option. And this would be GIF file is an empty string. And if it's not a required option, so if after handling the options, the string is still empty, it just means you didn't want to output a GIF file. So G colon and GIF equals sign. How are we doing? Okay, now that is telling GetOpt about the option. Now let's write the code to interpret the option. Elif option in dash G or otherwise dash dash GIF. Then the GIF file is arg. Okay. So we've created the option. Now let's actually implement the option. Let's go to main. And by the time we're done here, all of the images have been loaded. So this is a good place to say if, well, first of all, ooh, we forgot something really important. Holy cow. We created the variable GIF file. We need to pass it back. So I'll put it in there, GIF file. We need to tell the caller about that. So it's the third value, and that goes right here. There. Now we're getting the value back from handle options. If the length of GIF file is greater than 0, we'll call a function that we haven't written yet. Output GIF. And we'll give it three things. We need to tell it what the images are. We need to give it the file name itself. And let's also add verbose. So if GIF file is present and it was specified properly, the string GIF file will be larger than 0 characters. And that's how we're causing the code to execute or not. So def output GIF, and it takes the parameters of the images, the file name, and verbose. Let's see. Okay, with image io.getWriter. Specify the file name, and then an odd thing that says mode equals I, capital I, as writer. So image IO intuits what type of file to write based upon its name. So when you specify a value here on the command line, it's got to end in .gif. Then the mode I means it's an animation or a movie. So for image in images, Python is so easy. I mean, it's so natural. For one image in the images, we'll say writer dot append the image. And that's it. That's all you need to do to write out the GIF file. Append the picture to the end of the writer. And how about this? If verbose, we'll print out some extra information. That's it. That is literally it. That is really astounding. Okay, so dash V, and we'll say dash G for horses.gif. Oops. I guess I didn't quite get that right. Let me see, what was it? Instead of append, it's append data. Sorry, got that a little bit wrong. Append data. There. All right, let me go find my output here and quit it. But take a look. If we did it right, horses.gif. Look at that. So now you can rule the internet, make all your own GIF files. Okay. Anybody have any questions? So you can use this to read and write video. You could take, for example, an MP4 video and read in one frame at a time. Package exists to allow you to add text, for example, overlay text over a picture. And then you can write out a new video file which has your text added, overlaid over the picture, over the video. Santana, you could load an orc swinging its sword and then add the character's name over the top. Who knows?
That would be cool.
Okay. So what did we learn today? Well, I promised you that we would someday look at writing GIF files, so we did that finally. And also, you now know how to make a polished command line program. Now, I didn't teach you how to create windows and menus and buttons and radio checkboxes. That's beyond the scope of this course. But what you do know now is not only how to write something useful for your own major, but also how to write it in a polished way. And by the way, the evaluations for this class, the student evaluations for this class is open for you to add evaluation of the class. And I hope that you rate the class and also me well, because I think we accomplished our goals. All right, is there any questions about your project? Any questions about the work that we did today?
I'm having some trouble running the code right now with a specific line.
Okay,
Let me.
you know the drill. Okay, let me get rid of the chat because it's taking up too much room.
Let me go.
Okay. Okay, let me take a look. On a specific line.
It's number 11, but I'm not sure what I did wrong with the indentation.
All right, I'll bet you it's a mixture of spaces and tabs. So go over to the very left, and hit left arrow. And that's a space. Now go to the line above it and hit left arrow. That's a tab. There you go. So replace that with a tab and it should work now. Remember to save, you did. Maybe you're inserting spaces on your own. Check what you did before, just like we did. Just like we did a minute ago. See if there's a space there. Yeah. Okay, so so you entered a tab and it inserted spaces. So that is a setting, and I'll show you how to change it. You're on Windows,
Mm-hmm.
so Control, comma. Hold down the Control key and the comma, and then type in tab. And I turn off detect indentation, and I always use tabs, never spaces. So you can disable the next checkbox. That's the one that was actually biting you right now. So it won't bite you anymore.
All right.
It'll bite you in a different way. So go ahead and remove the spaces and put in the tabs. You got to do it one more time. Okay. All right. So same thing. Yeah, you'll just have to do it a few times. I never use spaces. I always use tabs. So everything that you imported from me is correct, and the things that you wrote yourself, you'll need to correct.
All right. I'll say my off time then.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Tuesday, we have review. The review will be, I'll ask you if you have any questions, and everyone will be silent, and then I'll ask you to do a repeat of the midterm. We'll go over it. We won't take 100 minutes on, I won't give you 100 minutes because it's review. I'll put in a few different questions into the midterm, just for some variety, and then we'll go over the midterm. Okay? So it'll be an augmented repeat of the midterm. And the format of the test is just like the midterm. And then we'll take it on Thursday. Tomorrow night is the end of the extensions. All right, so if you have any reading, get it in by tomorrow night. If you have any old projects that you want to resubmit, get it in before midnight tomorrow. Okay? All right, everybody. There are no questions. I'll bid you a wonderful, good day. Yes?
Yeah, so I was just wondering, are you gonna upload the videos from last week? And
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I will, yes.
oh, thank you.
In fact, I could start doing that after I close up this class.
I was just about to ask the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
Dog ate-
it's fine. You're good.
Yeah.
Again, we're all in a tough time right now, so we gotta do what we gotta do, right?
Yeah, the dog ate my homework.
Mhm.
Yeah. You know, that has actually happened to me. Has it ever happened to any of you? Right, okay, so class is kind of over. What is the weirdest thing that has happened to you that prevented your, like, destroyed your homework? Now, for me, a dog did eat my homework. So how about you?
My grandmother's dog pissed on my math homework.
Yep, that can happen.
Literally, she was a Shih Tzu, and so what happened was she was nice, but she was kind of a dick because that's how Shih Tzus are. And so one time, my grandma was like talking with me, and like I brought her up on the table because she wanted to like be pet and stuff. I pet her, and then I looked down. She pissed all over my geometry homework from that day, and I had to redo it all.
Uh, did your teacher know? Did you let your teacher know that you redid it just for them?
Yeah, I brought in the soaping piss wet homework in a little baggie.
As a demonstration, show and tell. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Boy, you all lead such normal lives.
I mean, yeah, I don't really have a pet or anything, so like, I don't really know what would be weird that would like destroy my homework or anything.
Oh, maybe you left it in a backpack that somebody used for target practice, or they put a cherry bomb in and blew it up. Nobody did that?
Maybe, perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, you're not going to admit it if it happened. All right, everybody. Class has been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something. Like I said, the goal is to be able to do something useful, and I hope that's true. And I'll see you Tuesday of next week for review.
See ya. Thank you.
Have a good one, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.